My mother-in-law wants to be in the delivery room. I said, absolutely not. My mother-in-law wants to be present when I give birth. She is pushy, judgmental, and unpleasant. None of her own daughters allowed her in the room when they gave birth. They're all at least 12 years older than my husband and are done having kids. That makes her her last chance to witness the birth of a grandchild. I have zero interest in letting her anywhere near me during something that private. She's disliked me from the beginning. I have tattoos. I'm not interested in being a stay-at-home wife. I have a career I plan on continuing. She's made it clear she doesn't approve. And yes, I have tattoos in places that are none of her business. My husband is her youngest child. To his credit, he's been a good husband and has stood up for me many times. When she tried to interfere with our wedding, he shut it down. When she tried to pressure him into moving back to his hometown, where he could work remotely but I would struggle to find work, he said no because my career matters. Even though we could live off his income alone, our combined income is better. Lately, she's been crying to him. She says all she wants is to see a grandchild being born, that all her friends have experienced it, that this is her dream. And my husband is starting to crack under the emotional pressure. So I made my boundary very clear. I told him the only way I'd agree was if before the birth, he arranged for my father to be present for his colonoscopy. He'd need a ride anyway. 2 birds, 1 stone. He said I was being ridiculous. I told him none of my brothers would let our dad watch them have a camera shoved where the sun doesn't shine, and my dad felt left out too. That's when it finally clicked for him. He understood my point. His mother, however, was furious. She said my comparison was stupid and unfair. So I offered a different one. I said we could let me watch her get a Brazilian wax instead. She hasn't called in a week. I understand that seeing a baby being born might be her dream, but I have zero interest in sacrificing my comfort, privacy, and dignity for it. What do you think? Am I wrong for drawing a hard line about who's in the delivery room, or is my mother-in-law's dream not my responsibility? My daughter says I'm playing favorites. I think I'm just being fair. I have 2 daughters. Maya is 27, Eva is 23. Both of them still live at home to save money. Maya has multiple associate degrees in child development, music education, and psychology. She also takes part-time classes in special education and school administration to earn extra certifications. Eva finished nursing school a few months ago. Maya works a minimum of 50 hours a week. She's a nanny for a single mom who works as a nurse. One week, she works 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. for 3 days straight. The next week, she does the same hours for 4 days. On top of that, she teaches ballet and music classes at local schools. When she works back-to-back nanny shifts, she sometimes sleeps at her employer's house, so she doesn't have to leave home at 5:30 in the morning. Eva, on the other hand, works 20 hours a week at a clinic. She works from 9 to 1 and then comes home. She's burned out from nursing school and has talked about quitting and going back to school for cosmetology. Because Maya works so much, if she starts a load of laundry before leaving, my wife and I don't mind switching it to the dryer or folding it for her. Eva is expected to do her own laundry. There are also different expectations around pet care. We have 2 dogs and a cat. Maya is not expected to walk or feed them. Eva is expected to handle pet care 3 days a week. For context, Eva is the one who asked for one of the dogs and the cat. We also tend to do more small favors for Maya, dropping off meals at work, picking things up for her, making her food on days she comes home exhausted from 15-hour shifts or back-to-back workdays. Today, we reminded Eva to take her clothes out of the dryer before going out. She has a habit of starting laundry and then leaving for hours, sometimes overnight. She snapped and said that since we do Maya's laundry, we shouldn't have a problem doing hers too. I told her there's a difference between helping someone who works 15 hours a day and helping someone who's going out with friends. That's when she accused us of favoritism. She pointed out that Maya doesn't take care of the pets. She also doesn't pay car insurance because her job covers it. Now my wife is saying we should be harder on Maya too. She's always had a habit of giving in, and she thinks it's unfair to expect more from Eva. I don't see it that way. To me, helping one daughter more isn't favoritism. It's responding to effort and workload. What do you think? Am I wrong for helping the daughter who works 15-hour days more? Or is it reasonable to have different expectations based on effort and responsibility? I was told to stop being so strong so I wouldn't embarrass my coworker. I'm a 25-year-old camp counselor working with elementary-aged boys. For context, I'm very short and overweight. I'm under 5 feet tall and around 200 pounds. This doesn't affect my ability to do my job. I'm just as active as the other counselors. I keep up with the kids all day without any issues. I also have regular medical checkups for unrelated reasons, and there are no health concerns tied to my weight. I'm explaining this so it's clear that I'm not struggling physically. I just don't look like what people expect. My co-counselor is about my age and appears to be a baseball player. We could not look more different. He's over a foot taller than me, visibly athletic, and talks a lot about how he still goes to the gym for hours even after chasing kids around all day. Here's where the problem starts. When it comes to practical strength, I end up doing more than him, without trying to. If we're carrying 20 kids' backpacks, he'll manage 8 while I carry 12. If a jar won't open, I open it. If we're hauling heavy equipment, he's winded while I'm fine. I'm not trying to show him up. I'm just doing the work that needs to be done. The kids have started noticing. If they need help carrying something, opening lunch containers, or want to be picked up, they come to me. Apparently, my co-counselor complained to another staff member. He said I was embarrassing him, that someone who looks like me shouldn't be stronger than him. That counselor came to me and told me I should tone it down. Their reasoning was that it's hard for someone who prides himself on being an athlete to be worse at something than a guy like me. I told them I wasn't going to do my job worse just to protect someone's ego. They said I was being a jerk. They also warned that as the summer goes on, the boys might start bullying my co-counselor if they think he's weaker than me. I honestly don't think that's going to happen, but now I'm being pressured to hold back so he doesn't feel embarrassed. And now I'm thinking, am I wrong for refusing to downplay my abilities at work, or is protecting someone's ego not my responsibility when kids and safety come first? A teacher told us to leave school for sitting together. My boyfriend and I were relaxing in a garden behind the school. It's a quiet area near a lab building, mostly secluded. You can't really see anyone there unless you're actively looking for them. I was lying in his lap. We were both on our phones. That's it. We weren't making out. We weren't being loud or disruptive. The only class nearby was a lab, and it was still in session. At some point, the teacher from that lab came over to us. He told us to leave the school grounds. He said what we were doing was inappropriate, that he couldn't condone it, and that we needed to be careful because little kids were nearby. That part confused me. There were no little kids around. Everyone nearby was a high schooler. The only thing I can think of is that earlier I kissed my boyfriend on the cheek. For more context, this is the only day I get to see him. I'm homeschooled and only come to school once a week. We had no more classes and about an hour left in the school day. We weren't blocking anyone. We weren't drawing attention, and again, you wouldn't even notice us unless you were specifically looking. I honestly felt like the teacher was stretching what inappropriate meant, but now I'm second-guessing myself. Ending question. Were we actually doing something inappropriate, or did the teacher overstep by policing harmless behavior?